Mic check 1 2 1 2. It's the Y2K collector here with you for the second video of the day, and I'm pretty excited because today we're going to be unboxing a brand new PlayStation 2 game in 2024. I think it's pretty crazy that in 2024 I'm still finding brand new sealed PlayStation 2 games, and this is an amazing classic, so I'm going to be unboxing this. Also, this is another great PlayStation 2 game that I got in this month. Went ahead and sold about $300 of, I don't want to say shovelware, but we all have those bins that we keep of games that we know we're not going to keep and we know we're not going to play. And so when it comes to those types of games, I usually, if I'm not going to take them to a retro game store to sell them, I usually keep them in a bin and then I list them online, and as they sell, I use some of the funds to get the games that I actually want. So I'm going to be testing both of these games out, and I am going to be using my fat PlayStation 5. Now, the last time I had my PlayStation 5 plugged in, it started, PlayStation 2. The last time I had my PlayStation 2 plugged in, it gave me a little bit of issue. For some reason, it kept on shutting off. I don't know what that's about. If you know why the PlayStation 5 does that, you can let me know down in the comments. Definitely was an annoying thing. I do have, where's it at? I do have my slim PlayStation 2 here. So just in case this one begins to act up again, I'll be using my slim PlayStation 2 to test out these two games. But as I get this all hooked up here, I kind of wanted to talk real quick about talent, right? As it relates to the workplace, in relation to layoffs, and in relation to the quality of the games that we're seeing. Now, one of the things that I've been hearing about a lot here in 2024 is how there's really like no innovation in gaming. And it seems like a lot of gaming companies are just remixing and remastering a lot of the games we played back in the day. A company that's known for doing this is obviously Sony. They remake and remaster games going all the way back to the PlayStation 1. Like, even in 2023, we're still getting Crash Bandicoot remasters. I mean, I think at some point you have to let certain games, just let them go, right? Let them be. They were great during their time. Look at this. These cords are all tangled up. They were great during their time, but their time has passed. And now it's time for us to get innovative and create new characters, create new stories, create new games. And it seems like PlayStation has just struggled to do that. So they've leaned heavily on a lot of their flagship games, including, you know, Crash Bandicoot, Jak and Daxter, obviously God of War. And I want to say that the last major, you know, new concept that we've seen from them is probably Ghost of Tsushima. Now, I don't play a lot of like horror games. I don't play like a lot of survival horror games. I don't play games like Far Cry or, you know, things like that. So if they've had other great innovative series that are just games that I don't play, then you can let me know down in the comments. But from what I've noticed, the last, you know, innovative series that I've seen from them is Ghost of Tsushima. And it's crazy because, you know, there was a point very recently where you could pick up a copy of Ghost of Tsushima for cheap. You could pick up a copy for maybe $14 at one point. And as a matter of fact, last year, towards the end of the year, GameStop and Best Buy, they were selling brand new copies, sealed copies of Ghost of Tsushima for $19.99. Now, I don't know what happened this year that changed things, but all of a sudden, a copy of Ghost of Tsushima is like a brand new copy. Even a used copy, they don't go for anything less than $45. Now, I did hear that PlayStation is starting to kind of put a lot more value on their original IPs, kind of like how Nintendo does. Like, you notice how like with certain Nintendo games, they just never go down in price. Like the Zelda games never go down in price, really. What else? Like the Zelda games never go down. Like Smash Brothers never goes down. That game is always consistently $45 or more. There are just certain Nintendo games that you're never really going to see a steep discount on unless it's like Black Friday or Christmas or something like that. And I think PlayStation is starting to do that with some of their more like higher end, not higher end, but some of their AAA titles that have garnered a lot of attention and have probably gotten them a lot of sales. But that being said, it's still kind of weak because we don't really get to see a lot of new innovation from them. And in a way, I'm kind of just tired of seeing remakes and remasters of the same thing. And if you are going to do that, instead of remastering the same game, why not give us a new chapter in the game? Why not give us a part 3 or a part 5 or something like that? But that's definitely something that I've noticed. And I think some of that has to do with the talent pool, right? And when I say the talent pool, I'm really talking about a lot of the layoffs that we've seen with some of these gaming companies. If you haven't been paying attention, I think I did a video about it earlier this year where I talked about, different gaming companies, having laid off over 2,000 employees in like the first couple months of the year. And if there's one company that's been known to not do that as much, and I could be wrong, you can let me know down in the comments, but Nintendo isn't really known for doing that a ton. Of course they lay people off. Of course they go through their ebbs and flows of employment. But I feel like Nintendo, in some ways, they do a better job of retaining talent. And it becomes evident in some of what you see come from Nintendo. I think that's why, even up till today, they're still market leaders when it comes to gaming and, keeping the interest of gamers from going back to the 80s all the way up until now. I'm looking for my PlayStation Slim power adapter, if you're wondering what I'm doing here. I think this is it. Here it goes. Right, because I might need this. Yeah. So, I don't know. You let me know down in the comments, because I don't think that Nintendo has had many flops in their gaming history. I want to say since the NES, Nintendo's been killing it. And if you want to think about a system that was probably a flop, I would say maybe the Nintendo Wii was their biggest flop. I could be wrong, but I'm interested to know what you all think. Do you think that the Wii was Nintendo's worst system? Do you think that it was a handheld maybe that was their worst system? I'm curious to know, because I feel like Nintendo, for the most part, they don't really miss. Like, whenever they come out with something, whenever they release a system, whenever they release a game, a lot of thought and attention go into it, and they're usually hitting it like right on the money. We rarely see where Nintendo has a complete miss, like how we see other brands and other companies do. And again, I'm just a casual gamer. Like, I'm not a gaming historian. I'm not someone who, does a ton of research on this stuff. But I'm just making these statements off of raw and casual observation. That's basically what I've seen. But I'm interested to know your thoughts on the matter. And it looks like we're rocking. Whew. Check it out. Ooh, yeah. 7 Samurai. So we know 7 Samurai works. I really wanted to make sure that these games work here. And it's a rainy day today, and it looks like I'm going to be getting into a little bit of PS2 action. I'm going to be playing some 7 Samurai, getting my game on with that. And then once I get enough of that, I'll probably dive into some Red Star. But before I let you go, well, actually, no. You know what? I think I might do a separate video where I unbox this, or I take this out the plastic wrap. First, I'm going to dive into some 7 Samurai, and then I'll be back with another quick video to unbox the Red Star. So stay tuned. Be back in a little bit.